Good. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think we dodged a bullet, so that's great. Felt a hyperextend when I went over to break down to get the ball, and was fortunately able to get off of it pretty quickly, and I think prevent any more damage from being done. So we'll see how it is in the next 12 hours or so. But I expect to be good to go to play.
What exactly happened that you hyperextended it? Like, how did you feel it pop or something like that?
I didn't feel it pop, but if you ever hyperextend your knee, you know the feeling. It's almost like your knee has gone as far as it can possibly go, and then you feel it go a little bit farther. So I felt that, and just feels a little unstable and doesn't want to straighten out after that point. But was able to get through the rest of the game and not have it hinder me too much. So I was just trying to be a little bit careful after that point.
Almost thought maybe you caught a spike in the turf. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like when I was breaking down, it almost looked like if you've ever been on a trampoline before and gotten like double bounced, it almost looked like that, where I came down, the knee was bent, and then it like straightened out to try and find the ground again. And I don't know if because of the uncertainty of that wall where it could bounce back to the left and then it can go back to the right, or it can come back to you. Maybe just where my foot position was, and where the ball ended up going, they weren't coinciding, and it just ended up straightening out and going too far. But that's my best guess at it, and I can't tell you exactly why it happened, but it looked like it was right near the edge of the turf where you're getting close to the dirt, and just was making a decision on trying to see which way the ball was going to go. And it almost looked like I got double bounced on a trampoline. So anyways, that's the extent of what I know.
Carlos said you were seeing a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
What did
it feels stable to him, so that's great news. He just said, watching the replay and looking at the knee, it looks like dodged a bullet, and could have been much worse. So that's, we're going to take it as a good thing. We ended up dodging something that could have been a lot worse.
Would you make that a team's offensive production tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Zach pitched well. He was able to get out of that jam with only one run, and other than that, he pitched pretty well. And so sometimes you gotta tip your hat to them, but we'll come back tomorrow ready to go. I have all the faith in the world with these guys, but sometimes that happens. And he pitched very well, and we're going to come back at it tomorrow and try and win a ball game.
David, how'd you feel about your night tonight?
Kind of a mixed bag. Felt good with my stuff, but poor execution on a few pitches and too many free bases with no one on.
Which pitches in particular do you feel were poorly executed?
I mean, the home run, obviously, and then just a couple of the sliders with 2 strikes, leaving them in the zone rather than getting them where I wanted to.
That home run pitch, you wanted that ball up a little more?
Yeah, I didn't want it middle.
What are you making the team's performance over the last 4 series or so, a couple weeks?
I mean, we didn't lose a game at home, so that was great. And you're going to go through some ups and downs. We played some tough games. We've been battling every single game for 9 innings, and you win some and you lose some. So I think the good thing about this team is everybody is able to take what happens today and flush it and come back tomorrow ready to compete and ready to try and win a ball game. David,
you looked like you were really establishing in against the righties tonight. Was that a particular point of emphasis going into the game today?
Yeah, I mean, I think, if you can establish that, it opens other things up. And so I think, I felt like we needed to get in there a little more with some of the guys and kind of move the ball around a little more.